Hey, what's up YouTube? How's everybody doing? Today I'm bringing you guys the last update of my freshwater tank. This is a 34 gallon frag tank converted into a freshwater high-tech planet tank. And sadly this is the last video of this tank. Why? Because I'm tearing this tank down. It's been more than half a year already. How time flies by, especially with the COVID-19 that time's flying by fast. So it's been half a year and this is how this tank looks. This is a so-called high-tech tank. It has two AI primes. I have a CO2 there, and I have a hang on the back filter. Went with Fluval Stratum substrate and with the Secam fluoride substrate as well. Decorations, I went with Dragonstone and I went with Spiderwood. I bought a bunch of plants, some moss. I also had bought some shrimp and some nano fish. And sadly, guys, I guess I'm not that good at freshwater. It is, in my opinion, more complicated than salt water. It is harder to test this tank, to test the tank, and a lot of research that goes into it. Why I'm giving up is because I started to get a lot of hair algae, thick algae. First I got some green cyanobacteria, then the next stage I got a bunch of hair algae. Until this day I keep getting it. I don't know how to get rid of it. I already tried putting the settings of the light lower and cutting the time of the lights from 10 hours to 5 hours and the intensity from probably 60% to 30%. Let it run for a month and it still did no good. I used to have a carpet before. When I did the dry start method, it worked. But to be honest, I think the dry start method is what messed everything up. Something went wrong while the dry start method was going, because once I added water, I got cyanobacteria. I read in all our forums that that's what usually happens when people do dry start methods. And yeah, I'm giving up. A lot of money has gone to this tank. A lot of money has gone to this tank, to this system. I lost a bunch of nanofish, and little did I know, nanofish actually are worth more than regular fish. They could even cost more than saltwater fish. So do the shrimps. But you know what? I learned from it, and yeah, I think I'm not gonna have a freshwater tank for a while now. Sadly, this is the last video, but I have something good coming to this channel and for me as well. I was talking to my wife. I probably do have too many tanks and I just need to focus in one aquarium. And you know what, if I'm gonna do a nice build, let it be focused in one system. So I think that is something that I also messed up on, is just having too many aquariums, that I didn't have time for all of them. I thought it was going to be easy, but to be honest, it's way harder than I thought. But that's how it is. I'm just addicted to this hobby. I love this hobby, but sometimes it could be stressful. And a lot of times I try to giving up, and I give the tank a second chance, and like 5 chances it didn't work out. Right now the tank looks cool because I actually did a water change again, and I pulled a bunch of plants that had hair algae, but the hair algae looks like it's coming back. So yeah, this is the last video of this tank. As I'm going to record, I'm probably going to pull all the livestock out, go to my local pet store, trade in for store credit, trade in the plants as well. You know what I learned from this? And probably in the future, one day, I'll have a freshwater tank, but I'll have a discus planet tank. That's something I always wanted, but for now I'm only going to focus in one aquarium. So that means that, you know what, my saltwater tank is going to go as well. I wasn't going to say it in this video, but it is. The tank itself is leaving, but not the livestock, and I'll tell you guys why. Okay. Yeah, both systems cost me a lot of money, but I know I can make my money back selling things little by little. But I'm going to focus in one tank and have a budget for just one tank, one system, and I'm gonna have what I always wanted. So you guys will find out pretty soon what it is. But this is the last video on the freshwater tank. Also, I noticed that in my YouTube channel, I didn't get a lot of interest on the freshwater side of the hobby. Probably because there's other people that have more experience than I am, showing their tanks and teaching people. But you know what? This is not an educational channel. This is just a channel of a random guy on YouTube, random hobbyist, somebody just loves the hobbyist. And you know what? We learn through experience, through the hard way, and that's what I went through. Enough rambling. Let me just tell you guys what this tank was. As you see, I have the driftwood here. This is a mix from dwarf hairgrass and dwarf Monte Carlo. A bunch of algae is here, so I'm gonna try to pick whatever I can and go trade some into the local pet store. I have some Manuvias which I'm going to trade. I have a bunch of moss. Then I have some ribbons right there in the back. I forgot what's the name of that one, Rotella. And then I have like some dwarf tetras. I have some cherry shrimp and some Amano shrimp as well. They should be somewhere hiding. I turned off the CO2 because one of my friends was telling me that could probably cause the hair algae. But you know what? I turned it off and I'll still get hair algae. I also have some dwarf Cory cats. I forgot about those. And I have some auto sync list. It hurts letting this tank go because, you know, I wasn't so successful as I thought I was going to be. And, you know, money that went to this tank. But I think it's actually going to be better for me in general and the hobby side and in my personal life. That will cut the electric bill and the cost of maintaining this aquarium with food and lighting and everything like that, and water changes. I mean, shrimp are beautiful, but I think there's more beautiful shrimp in the saltwater side of the hobby. But yeah, last video. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it hurts letting this thing go. A lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of time put into this tank. But you know what? If I give this tank another chance, what's going to happen? I hope it doesn't happen. What would happen, probably just go again through another algae bloom, and that is something I don't want to go through again. I'd rather save that time, that energy and effort to go on something else which I already had mastered, which is the saltwater side of the tank, which in my opinion it's easier than freshwater. There's more things where you could test the water columns and nitrites, and there's a lot of information out there and forums that you could get. Man, who would have thought that coral are easier to keep than plants? Plants are just hard. Yeah, anyhow guys, I'm cutting the video here because I want to tear this tank down because I need to work on so many things. I need to clean this tank and, you know, sadly throw the substrate away, which costs a lot of money. But wait, I used a bunch of store credit on that. So most of the things I have, fish, shrimp, substrate, came from store credit of just trading plants and things like that. I'll probably keep the driftwood if I can sell it, and the dragonstone, and probably the lights if I can sell them the system as too. I don't mind keeping that because that could be used for another system in the future. So I'm not so worried about that. But what I want is for this fish to go to a better home. And you know what's gonna cut the bill short from the electricity. So yeah, tank looks good right now since I did water change, but I got something better coming for this channel. Anyhow, too many tanks. I've been thinking, you know what, I have too many tanks. I just need to focus in one aquarium because I want to start traveling with my family. I want to start going places with my family, and I have somebody to look over my tanks. I don't want them to be taking care of 2 or 3, 4 tanks. I want them to at least be focused on 1 or 2, because my wife has her own tank and I'm gonna have my own tank, so that makes it 2. But 2 is better than right now. I have about, the twins have 1 tank. My wife's tank is 1 upstairs. The frag tank upstairs, that's 3, and there's 2 down here. That makes it 5 tanks. So 2 tanks is better than 5. Man, it hurts. It hurts because I don't want to let it go, but I have to, because this is basically like a little addiction of mine, having too many tanks. Probably if I were rich, I'll have 5 tanks, and if I didn't work, I'll have a bunch of tanks. But yeah.
You were broke boy.
My wife says I'm a broke boy. Well, the tanks are making me broke, but you know what? Like my sister says, why save up all your money if you don't take nothing with you when you die? It is good to invest, to have money saved up, which that's what I have. But you know, use your money on things that you love. If you want to travel, go ahead and travel. If you want to buy yourself a nice car, go ahead. If you want to buy yourself a nice meal, some nice clothes, go ahead. But do it wisely. That's what I do with this hobby. When I make a decision, I make sure that I'll have my money back, or at least 50% of what I paid. But anyhow, guys, enough talking. I hope you guys learn from me, or if you guys are going through a certain situation like I am, I recommend keep 1 or 2 tanks, no more than 2 tanks, because it could be hard unless it is a full-time for you, if you're making money out of them or something, or if you're just retired and you're at home, you don't have nothing else to do, then yeah. I know people have fish rooms. I don't know how they do it, but you know what, congratulations to them. I applaud them, because they mastered it. I haven't, and yeah, just too much. Anyhow, guys, I'm out. Sad video for me. Sad video. Enough talking. Thank you guys for taking your time and watching this video. I know that it's not really an update. It's just me rambling, telling you guys the story behind this tank, why I never really upload videos. Who would upload videos of this? Nothing new. Instead of everything growing, everything's dying. Fish dying, plants dying. So I'll just go ahead and learn from my mistakes, and yeah. Alright guys, I'm out. Thank you guys for watching.